What if the fate of the next Lakers dynasty isn't decided on the court by sheer talent or flashes of brilliance, but in the shadows behind closed doors, in heated boardrooms, and in whispers that ripple through the league like a storm about to break? What if the very soul of Los Angeles basketball hinges on a fragile balance between legacy and revolution, tradition and transformation, the twilight of a king and the dawn of a new era? Welcome back to Lakers News Fan Report, where raw truth meets purple and gold passion. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a second of this drama. Right now, the heartbeat of Lakers Nation is pounding louder than ever. Because the story unfolding isn't just about a team trying to win. It's about a franchise wrestling with its identity, its future, and the immense weight of expectation that comes with carrying the name Lakers. At the eye of this storm, LeBron James himself. At 40, the king isn't chasing empty stats or fleeting glory. He's hungry for one final championship, a last crown to eternalize a legacy that already defines greatness. But beneath the golden glow of that pursuit lies a tension so thick, it could choke the air in Staples Center. Recently, LeBron's agent, Rich Paul Never Shy, always strategic, dropped a bombshell hinting that if the Lakers don't step up, LeBron might be ready to walk away from L.A. Now, LeBron himself hasn't uttered a public word about leaving, but when Paul speaks, the league listens. He's more than an agent. He's a kingmaker, a voice carrying the hopes and fears of superstars. Suddenly, the rumor mill erupted in the flame screens, flooded with whispers of LeBron's possible trade, the idea of him leaving his home city, maybe even chasing the chance to play on the same court as his son, Bronny James. And speaking of Bronny, the youngest James, who's navigating his own high-pressure debut in this merciless league, already burdened with the weight of a colossal last name before playing a single NBA minute. When asked about his father's uncertain future, Bronny didn't crumble. Instead, he showed the trademark poise of the James dynasty. We don't really talk about it much. When stuff like that comes up, he tells me not to worry, to focus on my own growth, to shut out the noise. That simple advice is a window into how LeBron operates beyond the spotlight focus, unshakable, fueled by a legacy bigger than headlines. But let's get real. The Lakers will not trade LeBron unless he says so. His no-trade clause is a fortress guarding his fate. Yet, the pressure on the man and the franchise is suffocating. LeBron knows the clock's ticking, and in L.A., he's a master at turning up the heat on front offices. We saw it in Cleveland, we saw it in Miami, and now in Los Angeles, it's no ego trip, it's urgency. Urgency for the Lakers to think bigger, move faster, or risk losing a once-in-a-generation talent. Meanwhile, the Lakers face a nearly impossible balancing act. They must build to win now, with a roster that can support LeBron's last championship quest, while also tilting toward the future personified by the electrifying Luka Doncic. Yes, Luka is officially the future, no more question marks there. His arrival marks a seismic shift in the Lakers' timeline, turning the page from short-term hustle to long-term aspiration. But how do you build around Luka and keep a 40-year-old? LeBron in peak form to compete immediately? That's the knife edge the Lakers are walking. And through all this chaos, LeBron remains a force of nature. Last season's numbers, 24.4 points, 7.8 rebounds, 8.2 assists, with shooting splits of 51.3% from the field and 37.6% from deep, remind us this isn't a case of natural decline fueling trade talk. It's the unbearable pressure of decision-making on a razor's edge, where every move is scrutinized, every second counts. For Bronny, this is only the beginning. Already he's mastering the game off the court, the media circus, the scrutiny, the weight of being a James, and with LeBron's quiet mentorship block out the noise. Control your focus, Bronny is learning how to survive and perhaps thrive. So what's next? Will the Lakers make the blockbuster move fans are begging? FOR. Will LeBron finally get the support he deserves, and could the dream of father and son sharing the hardwood become reality? History tells us LeBron is always calculating, always 2 steps ahead. Luka Doncic is fired up, energized by the recent perfect puzzle piece the Lakers just placed, Deandre Ayton. The signing of Ayton isn't just another roster tweak, it's a statement. Los Angeles is signaling to the entire league, we're not settling for competitive, we're aiming to dominate. Ayton answers a critical question. How do you provide Luka with the athletic, skilled, mobile big man he needs? A rim protector who can roll hard, finish lobs, and anchor the paint while complementing Luka's supreme playmaking. Ayton fits the blueprint flawlessly. We've seen what Ayton is capable of the 2021 playoffs when he was a beast for the Suns, dropping nearly 16 points and 12 rebounds a night while locking down the paint and setting elite screens. That's the teammate Luka is counting on. And the chemistry isn't theoretical. They go way back, drafted in the same class, even prepped for their NBA debuts side by side. Both tied by agency, shared ambitions. This isn't just fit on paper. It's a partnership hungry to ignite magic on the hardwood. In Dallas and even here last season, Luka elevated athletic rollers who understood his pace and vision. Now Ayton joins, bringing experience, skill, and size to a Lakers team desperate for balance, led by J.J. Redick's fresh coaching philosophy and the steady leadership of LeBron. But this isn't guaranteed. Ayton's tenure in Portland was marred by whispers of inconsistent effort and motivation lapses. The risk is real, yet the Lakers believe in culture, in structure, that the right environment can resurrect promise. The message to Ayton is clear. This is your moment. Step up, embrace the grind, and become the difference maker Lakers fans have been yearning for. Timing couldn't be more critical. The Lakers juggled the impossible, a championship window open. Now through LeBron's final act, while carving out a foundation with Luka for the future. Ayton isn't just a nice fit, he's essential. Luka's game thrives in pick and rolls, where a big who can sprint hard, finish plays, and protect the rim is invaluable. And with LeBron's basketball IQ and passing weaving into this trio, imagine the nightmare defense that lineup could unleash on opponents. Still, the key word here is commitment. Ayton must buy entirely into a supporting role-less spotlight, more subtle impact. If he does, this might become the best chapter of his career. But don't mistake this for certainty. This is a bold move by a Lakers organization teetering on the edge of glory or disaster. And then there's the whisper growing louder by the day to one about Giannis Antetokounmpo. The Bucks' recent moves, the trade of Damian Lillard after just one season, have sent tremors through Milwaukee, signaling a soft reset that doesn't sit well with the Greek freak, now 30 and in. His prime questioning if this team shares his ambition. For the Lakers, watching, waiting, and quietly dreaming, Giannis is suddenly not just a fantasy, but a looming possibility that could shatter the entire NBA landscape. This isn't merely a trade rumor. It's a seismic tremor signaling a potential revolution. The stakes couldn't be higher. Adding Giannis would rewrite the Lakers' storybook overnight, pairing him not just with Luka, but giving LeBron the superstar boost every fan has craved for years. Yet dreams have a price cap, flexibility, precious assets, and possibly wasted prime years of Luka Doncic hanging in the balance. Inside the Lakers front office, sleepless nights and restless meetings churn through every option. Double down on a last dance with LeBron, or gamble on the future and pursue Giannis, the MVP and franchise-altering talent. And as whispers of Andrew Wiggins surface, another name with value, but not the game-changing aura of Giannis, the dilemma sharpens. Short-term filler or long-term seismic shift. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, LeBron's quiet trip to Cleveland only deepens the mystery. His camp insists it was routine, but nothing about LeBron's journey in LA has been routine for years. Every step, every word is measured, a code to interpret. And Rich Paul keeps stoking the fires, insisting LeBron is locked in for now. But NBA insiders see the fragile nature of this bet. LeBron's commitment is a high-stakes gamble that could reward the Lakers with a fiery championship run or leave them circling ruins if he walks away. So where does this leave us? The Lakers stand at a historic crossroads, dangling between honoring a legendary final act and leapfrogging into a new dynasty led by Giannis and Luka. This decision won't just define a season. It could remake the franchise's DNA for the coming decade. Giannis is watching. LeBron is waiting. The Lakers front office, battling the clock, is running dangerously short on time. This moment isn't a mere rumor or passing headline. It's a make-or-break crossroads with everything on the line. As a lifelong Lakers fan, living through every heartbreak and every championship banner, I can't help but feel the weight of this moment like never before. It's both thrilling and terrifying. So, what happens next? Is this the dawn of a brand new empire in purple and gold, or the first chapter in a slow unraveling of a storied legacy? Drop your take in the comments. I'll be reading every single one. Look, Lakers Nation, if you're sitting there thinking this is just another off-season rumor, another half-baked trade whisper designed to stir the pot, then you're asleep at the wheel. Because this moment is a lightning strike. Right through the heart of purple and gold. We are hanging by a thread so thin it's almost invisible, and yet so fierce it could snap the franchise into 1,000 fractured pieces or catapult it back to the summit of NBA glory. The pressure cooker inside the Staples Center walls and in Jeanie Buss's war room is hotter than it's ever been. Jeannie's been the steady hand for so many years, holding the Lakers' legacy close like a mother clutching her child against a storm. But what happens when that storm turns nuclear? What if a billionaire with a deeper pocket and a dream bigger than LA itself shows up ready to rewrite the rules, challenge her reign, and append the delicate balance that's kept the Lakers afloat? Because let's be honest, we felt the tremors before. The Lakers are not strangers to chaos. We've survived it, time and time again. We remember Magic and Kareem and the glimmering Showtime days when the court lit up with fast breaks and show-stopping passes that made the league a stage. We know the heartbreak, Shaq and Kobe's sunsetting rivalry, the three-peat domination that gave us nuts to chew on for years, and then the painful post-Kobe decline, when hope felt like a flickering candle in a dark and endless tunnel, only to be reborn in the surreal bubble of 2020, where LeBron claimed the crown once more, forging a legacy so monumental that even the doubters had no choice but to stand in awe. That bubble banner wasn't just a trophy. It was a phoenix rising from ashes of a fractured team and a shattered city's soul. But since then, the cracks have been growing again, spreading faster than anyone wanted to admit. Now, LeBron is asking for more than loyalty. He's demanding belief. And that's the rub the front office is caught. Between honoring the King's final reign and acknowledging the unrelenting march of time, AD, Anthony Davis, bears a cross heavier than most understand. He's the quiet giant carrying expectations, as massive as the Staples Center itself. His injury history shadows every step, and yet his passion is undeniable. He's a championship-caliber big man the Lakers must protect like a sacred relic. But if the team pivots too heavily towards this new era of Luka and Ayton, where does that leave AD's role? Is he a bridge or a relic in this rebuilding bridge? And can this fragile alliance hold under the weight of competing egos, roles, and dreams? On the other side, here's Austin Reeves, the scrappy heart and gritty soul of this Lakers squad. The kind of player who makes his mark with every hustle play, a rising beacon for what Lakers basketball can be beyond superstars. But what about Reeves' future when you're stacking talent like Luka, LeBron, and possibly Giannis? Will he be a cornerstone of this evolving brand or a casualty of an ever-shifting roster chasing greatness? And Bronny? Don't sleep on that kid. He's the human bridge between past and future. His debut has thrown a wildfire of hope and scrutiny onto the franchise, and the emotional stakes couldn't be higher. Imagine the weight on his shoulders, bearing his father's legacy, trying to carve out his own path, all while the world watches, waiting, sometimes judging. What if, in another stunning twist worthy of Hollywood, Bronny and LeBron collide on the same hardwood. Could that be the ultimate storybook ending, or just an unbearable pressure cooker? Behind every play, every buzzer beater, these aren't just players. They're living legends, walking stories in a saga of triumph and tragedy. Meanwhile, the Western Conference is a beast that never sleeps. The Warriors, still fierce, still championship-hardened, laying in wait with their remnants of glory ready to pounce on any Lakers misstep. Denver, with Jokic's unyielding brilliance, brewing storms and silent Russian efficiency. Phoenix, snapping at heels, desperate to rewrite their own story and stand tall amidst the legends. And the Clippers? Don't even get me started. Los Angeles' own spoiled sibling, ready to capitalize on Lakers' misfortune with relentless fury. Every ripple from these Lakers moves sends tidal waves through that West. Imagine Giannis and this toxic stew, a Greek beast transcending the paint. A relentless force pair with Luka's wizardry and LeBron's mastermind. The thought alone is enough to make opposing teams shudder. Yet the cost of cap gymnastics, the future picks, the risk of rocking the boat so hard it capsizes the delicate chemistry, isn't just financial. It can fracture identities, alienate fan bases, and rewrite legacies beyond repair. And speaking of fracturing legacies, do you remember the magic and the mess of the Lakers super team past? The failure to gel in 2012 with Dwight Howard, the unraveling injuries in the post-Kobe era, and the painful near misses beneath LeBron's reign that almost broke us before we tasted glory again? That history isn't just pages in a book. It's blood on the court, scars across generations. Now, on the precipice of potentially rewriting history again, the Lakers must navigate those same treacherous paths with all eyes, hopes, and fears screaming at them in unison. Somewhere deep inside, the ghost of Pat Riley, the visionary architect, watches with both pride and warning. He built legacies on will, work ethic, and heart, and none of that's negotiable. The Lakers can't buy greatness. They have to live it. But what if the front office can't reconcile these competing forces? What if internal politics, business interests, and clashing visions tear down the very foundation LeBron worked tirelessly to solidify? Could the purple and gold dynasty crumble before our very eyes, not because of talent gaps, but because of fractured leadership and lost faith? And as this chaos brews, the fans, the lifeblood of the Lakers, are caught in the storm's eye, desperate for clarity, desperate for hope. We strap on our jerseys, flood the arena, or tune in from home, hearts pounding, voices hoarse yelling, defense. Pass it. Take the shot. Clutching memories of those glorious Showtime runs, the 2000s three-peat, and the thrilling 2010 Revenge Championships as our emotional armor. Because being a Lakers fan is more than rooting for a team. It's commitment to a gladiator's spirit, to resilience in pain, to faith that no darkness can last forever. But what if this season is different? What if the Lakers miss their shot, fracturing their core forever? What do we do then? Do we finally accept that the dynasty has passed, and a new chapter must rise from the ashes, led by Luka and a new generation? Or do we double down all in on LeBron's last stand, trusting him to deliver that final glorious gift? The answers ripple out like shockwaves through the NBA universe. Front offices crunch numbers, agents whisper in marble halls. Media run wild with speculation, but deep down, it's simple. LeBron's legacy isn't just about championships or MVPs. It's about how this final act plays out on the world's biggest stage and what it means for the soul of Lakers basketball. So every pass, every dunk, every trade rumor weighs like a scale, deciding not only wins and losses, but the heart and future of an entire franchise. As a Laker till the day I die, here's what I see coming. This season will burn brighter and fiercer than anything we've seen in years. It will test loyalties, challenge dreams, and demand sacrifices some we can't yet imagine. There will be heartbreak, there will be triumph, and most of all, there will be stories that define not just basketball history, but the spirit of a city. Now I want to hear it from you. Drop your rawest take below. Every true believer, in purple and gold. What's the future? What will break? What will bind? Are we ready to ride this storm, or is the dynasty finally ending? The clock is ticking, and I swear, the next chapter will be the fiercest, wildest, and most unforgettable. Yet,